The forecast that we made in this area in our analysis of 5 counties, including India, Meru, Sio, Tui, and of course our home county, Rakaniti, where we are, because we have some of arid and semi-arid areas in the lower areas. We conducted a systematic review of nature-based solutions and how they're being conducted in these areas. And we relied heavily on secondary data from various sources, of course. This including studies of successful stories in these areas. Why? Because our intention is to be able to demonstrate where these nature-based institutions or rather solutions have worked and propagate or rather promote them to be adopted and adopted in areas which are similar to those where they have worked for. So this is what we call knowledge or skills migration. Move on. The first results of our analysis is more about water harvesting and management as a water, rather nature-based solution. And this is where we find that most of these water, most of the activities that people have been doing before, they have been relying on rainfed, and mostly because of climate change, rainfed agriculture has generally failed, including in the higher productive areas like around the Mount Kenya region. And so we are saying that nature-based solutions should actually move people from where they were relying on rainfed agriculture into an agriculture they can actually be in control of. They can be able to harvest water from the rains. Then they can use this water even after the rains have gone to irrigate crops and be able to produce all that. Therefore, by integrated water harvesting interventions like sand dams, water banks, dry ditches, you can see them there in the illustration, then we can be able to ensure that communities develop competences or capacity to restore degraded lands, to support wildlife and enhance their livelihoods and their resilience to climate change. Case of success that we found is sand dams in Kitui County. They are constructed across several river systems, and they have been able to store water which has been used during the dry season. And people in these areas, although there is no rainfall, and they may not be having rain, they are able to irrigate crops and be able to have a living, and they have been successful. So I've been involved in this in areas in Weni, and I have personally witnessed where we've been able to ensure harvested water from huge rock catchments and then put it in a dam, channel it somewhere, and distribute it within its homes. It's working. Move on. The next success story is of using agroforestry and sustainable agriculture, where we mixed different livelihoods in the same farm system, so that you can have crops, livestock, as well as trees growing together. The trees provide fodder for the livestock and mulching for the crops, but on the other hand, the livestock manure is to the crop, and the crops can, and the trees, and so it's a kind of sustainable, self-sustaining system where the only thing you do there is to supply water, but the system supports itself. This reduces pressure on forested and protected corridors, which then you don't bother because people have trees where they can get firewood. They don't have to the forest, so they take them. That way you sustain the crews and areas where wildlife can actually continue thriving. Intercropping of drought-resistant crops to improve soil biodiversity and also ensure resilience has been practiced, and this is another one that we think we can promote. Permaculture, food forest, voting, these are success stories also found in the same areas in Kitui. Those are good examples. Oh, I have no control over it. Yes, I thought it is here, so I was trying to find it. Then the third other nature-based solution is involving the communities themselves to also participate. Because when you talk about adaptation, you talk about management, you talk about resilience, you are talking about people. Right? do therefore resonate with our brother Goodman, who said you cannot do anything without community, then you are talking nothing. Climate change or anything, because it's the people. So there are also community-led initiatives where traditional knowledge that has worked before needs to be modernized and applied in modern context to see whether it works. And this has been done as well, where the conservation practices that have worked and seen some areas were well protected using traditional knowledge. This knowledge has now been inculcated through training, workshops, and related community. People are now getting to use the same knowledge. So that you can see there are areas where you can see the animals again, they are coexisting in the community, because most of our wildlife actually exist in community areas. In return for involving the community, communities benefit from ecotourism, as people come to see the animals they are conceived or to conserve within their ecosystems and their lands. And then sustainable grazing ensures that there is continuous availability of grazing from the livestock, even and the animal productivity, and then the diversification and conservation of biodiversity. The good thing about involving communities is that by involving communities, a self-regulated kind of regime of activities is fomented so that it fosters ownership and responsibility, where it enhances their sustainability for that case. Because people feel this is our activity, this is our land, and they see benefits for themselves. This is very keen, as we have practiced this before. I initiated this kind of study when I was in Argentina. We were doing some work there. This is an example from that. Can we move on? The benefits of nature solutions, therefore, in conclusion, by enhancing ecosystems, it enhances other ecosystem services. And these solutions make the land more capable of withstanding prolonged dry spells and also extreme weather events that make people need more benefit from that. Contribute to income generation and improve security for these people by communities in arid environment. Therefore, by implementing nature-based solutions, we can be sure that people can be able to fend for themselves, they can have their own income to meet all their requirements, and also be able to practice sustainable order to be independent. They may have some food sovereignty, which is a major goal of this people. The challenges that nature-based solutions face in these areas is that despite success in some projects, of course, there remain significant gaps in funding because these people require to be supported in one way or another, and resources to scale up nature-based solutions. Because while we have done experiments and see where they work, then the capacity to upscale them where else, or rather to incorporate them so that everybody would be able to do that is lacking. This support is poor. The land tenure is often unclear in some areas because most of these areas are communal. So you may find some people who are really gotten into the habit of sustainable living or living systems, but then there are some people amongst them who don't care. And because of them, it results in conflicts, because while some people have done, they have irrigated their area, they have harvested water, they have done it well. Some will come with cows and graze everything, and that discourages that process. There was a policy to ensure these areas are studied, and those that can be demarcated or put under certain regimes can be done. And that climate variability makes a challenges, but with modeling, we are in a position to ensure we produce a nice pattern that helps the farmers to know when to grow crops and when not to. Weak governance structures that also exist in these areas, they are also a major problem hindrance. You had my complaint this morning. Today we expect the county government to be here to listen to us so that we can partner in providing solution to the challenges we face together. Now they are not here. And if you go and tell them this is a document, they want to do things, they may wonder what are you talking about. And therefore, that's another challenge. There is often lack of technical knowledge, local capacity to implement these solutions, and that becomes over. Okay, so yes, there are opportunities therefore available here. We can scale up successful initiatives and migrate them elsewhere. Community engagement and indigenous knowledge can be engaged and upscaled in that case. Partnerships and collaborations will help be able to fast-track these solutions. Technology and innovations using GIS and remote sensing facilities, we can be able to see where are these type of solutions required so that we implement it there. And then there's need of policy, of course, and adjustment to support these systems, and then economic development. Let's move on. This is about technologies. I think I'll talk about them more. Can I say thank you?
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. We appreciate that you present, have not presented. I think we have started. I'm sorry. Gita, you come. Sadwa? After Gita was scheduled. He's here. So we let him present. And for those begging for time, that is Gekunda and Sadra, isn't it? Yes. Gita, welcome. And sorry for the up and down. Gita is your former colleague. Okay.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Dennis Maima. I'm a lecturer at Faculties.
You remember me talking about property?
This is a group.
Now you can where we come.
I have my partner, Mr. Rana.
You can wave. Hi, karibu sana. Thank you.
And we have a partner in Uganda. Alice here in Western Uganda. We also trying to push this agenda.
The faculty.
But now my topic is potential for organic farming in Kenya, an exposition of husbandry and certification processes. So, practices. So what we do is in this discussion, I'll have the technical part and also now the standard part. So T, I don't want to talk about it because it's an agronomic process, but you know it's in the family of Yesi, and this family is very rich in DNA. It's an amino acid, and therefore fungicides can be there. And of course in Kenya it has place in the economy. And also now for environmentalism, it is a very good crop for conservation. This we know that once tea has been established in a farm, it's a permanent crop cover. So that one is a good thing for carbon to go on, please. But we have challenges in tea farming in Kenya. Number one is the funny decision that Kenya is on the subdivision of the bushes, that a farmer can have as low as 200 bushes. That one is a problem. But the main issue now I want to discuss is the climate change issue. And farmers failure to adopt the current the cost of the inputs. Go on. It's a challenge, and this one has been coming. It's an segment that came during this conference. Is agriculture an innocent victim of climate change, or also it's part of the pollution? For emissions, that's a victim, which also contributes, and that's why we want to do something to help agriculture reduce that pollution. Go on. Help agriculture reduce that pollution. Go on. So the opportunity here is on organic farming. It is a project that has been going on in Faculties University. We started it in 2018. It's still going on. So there is market for this tea. Globally, it is worth about 1.24 billion today. And in 2033, we expect it to double. So you can imagine that is the potential for this market. Go on. This is a study I've said has been going on in Faculties University since 2018. That is the base altitude of Faculties University. It's quite high because it's very cold because of the proximity of the mountain. These are the materials that we use to do the compost. And the main thing that the things that we are doing in this project is the development of this compost manure, which is potent, is rich in the nutrients that are required for food. Also, we have been applying it in the field for those 7 years, and also we have done some laboratory analysis. The next one. This is the data. So from this data, we can see we have considered the growth rate, the harvest period, what we call the packing cycle. We expect it to be plucked every 7 days, every week, but up 10 days. And this one has been possible for those plantations. So we did it in RCB. We were able also to consider the biochemicals, that is basically the phytochemicals, and also there's some understanding because they are dealing with faculties. And also we dealt with the other minerals, that is the NPK in the leaf tissue analysis. And therefore we found that. Go to the next slide, which is go back to that. Yes, we found that there was no significant difference between these where organic manure has been used and where NPK 2555 has been used. Of course, if you check, the fertilizer is bound to have some slightly higher quantities in the leaf tissue analysis, but that one is not significant to the use and even to the chemicals in the tea. Move on. Move on to the discussion. Okay. So basically that's what I have seen. But in the control, you can see there was a serious difference because even the nutrients when you don't apply, and that means that the role of this manure or this organic manure that we have developed is so important. And then you can even see that it's improving the CEC, which is expected, the cation exchange capacity of the soil, pH, etc. Move to the next slide. Then there is something that has been coming. Even if you use organic manure, you cannot be declared an organic farm. So there's a small process, and that's which I've tried to get here, that an organization needs to get a strategic decision to plant the standard. A committee is formed. Of course, you contact the certification bodies, the EcoSat, ZS, etc., so that you can confirm. However, if you have not used organic, synthetic materials for long, you can get what we call direct certification decision. So once these people come to a certified, depending on the inputs that you have been applying in the farm, they can decide to give you a direct certification. Or rather, they can also give you a transition mechanism. Mainly, the minimum is 3 years, the maximum can even be 10 years depending on the chemicals that you are using. So I conclude that there is positive effect of this manure in terms of the nutritional components of this the tea, that is the top of tea, and the continuous for this 7 years trial. And also I recommend that this is an area that we can explore. We don't have a very good policy framework in Kenya for organic farming, and therefore that is something that can also explore. And then I acknowledge those partners, including yourselves for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. We appreciate, and I think we are going to give the 5 minutes to go to requested Sandra and then Vikunda. Sandra, you can come and come on. You have Sandra. You don't. She can present from her laptop directly. She has it with her laptop. I don't know if it will be the case for. Next, 5 minutes. Just tell us to just find it. After that, you are going to have all presenters here and your questions. I hope you agree to jot them down from morning. But you have handled Professor Goodman and the rest you ask after they are done. I see this thing not working. What do you think? It's booting.
how policies implemented by the national government and county government impacts them. So agroecosystems through agroecology has been argued to be a food system approach that would enhance resilience of smallholder food security. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, there is more than enough food to meet global food feeding standards, and yet majority of the food remains insecure. This is where I was asking the question yesterday of green revolution, where it has been critiqued that yes, it has indeed increased food production, but it has done this at the expense of climate standards or sustainable agriculture. The need for sustainable agriculture will not only conserve the environment but also ensure food security, and this has led to a shift in policy making in the agricultural sector. Those are basically the 13 principles, the 13 archaeological principles. So policies that provided focus on the agroecological principles include the strategic revitalization of agriculture, SRA, the agricultural sector development strategy, ASDS, and the agriculture sector growth and transformation strategy, and all these have helped in the following their objectives, which are increase producer income. These are the producers basically here are the smallholder farmers, increase agricultural output and value addition, and build household food resilience. Another policy is the National Agriculture Research System 2012. This framework has provided a research system that contributes to food security and socioeconomic development through the reliance on empirical and local knowledge. The third policy is on National Food and Nutrition Security Policy 2011. This policy aims to increase the quantity and quality of food available to all Kenyans pursuant to Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya. This article basically states that each and every Kenyan is entitled to adequate food of adequate quantity and quality. The Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Project, it has a strategic plan of 2017,
Remember time,
2026. It aims to build agricultural resilience and enhance food security, all while promoting sustainability of climate. And the last is National Agroecology for Food Systems and Transformation Strategy that provides for sustainable food systems by ensuring food security and climate resilience in smallholder farmer livelihood. So its implementation, Murang'a County is the only county in Kenya that actually has provided an archaeological policy that is inclusive of the 13 agroecological principles. This is the Murang'a County Agroecology Policy 2022 to 2023, and it focuses on key themes like organic farming, which is a sustainable agricultural system that uses natural methods to grow healthy crops and livestock. Another key theme in the Murang'a policy is the orphan crop program. This is where efforts have been focused on indigenous crops which have been locally grown and are neglected by mainstream agriculture. Mainstream agriculture basically is agriculture focusing on crops that are either imported and can be produced in large quantity. So this orphan crop program just basically focuses on crops that have adapted well to local climate and have fostered smallholder household income, like for example the manavu and all these other indigenous crops of Kenya.
Thank you. I think Sandra has a very interesting presentation. Thank you so much. Kuda, you should be here by now. Once you present, you see this front seat for the question. You allow me, we'll give someone just 5 minutes. Again, who also missed in the morning, asked to be the program, but he wasn't here when we were doing the presentation. Pauline, regarding to have your first just come and fix. Then you go to the questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Robert Kikunda, student in MSc Rural and Agriculture, Faculty of Agriculture. And Dr. Guy, Dr. Krimana are my supervisors. And my title is Goat Manure and Palm Millet mulch influence on growth and development of cowpeas in Tharaka, in Kenya. These were I did a survey, and I found that the majority of the households have at least goats. They also have the mulch, so it's not enough to use this. Then, introduction. The cowpea falls under the Faculties family, and it is a very useful source of income and food and nutritional benefits. And globally, the production of cowpeas is at 16.8 million liters, yielding at 89 million tons. When we look at the production in Tharaka, due to erratic rainfall and soil infertility, the production is very low. That is 0.2 tons per hectare. And then I chose to conduct this activity in Tharaka South, whereby I was given a permission to conduct it at Tharaka University Demonstration Farm, which is having experiences a rainfall of 100 to 60 millimeters per annum and a temperature of 21 to 6. As you can see, the temperatures are very high. Then the experiment was in form of a RCBD split arrangement with 3 electrifications. Then all of the experimental plot was measuring 18 by 9. Experimental units was 2 by 2 with 50 centimeter radius. And the main plots was that the cowpea varieties and subplots had treatments. That was the goat manure and the palm millet mulch and the control. That was a subplot without the treatment. Then the variety MCC6, KV27, 1, and K8. And the rate of application of goat manure 4 kg per experimental unit and palm millet 3.5 per experimental unit. And this was the experimental